Okay, let's do a wrap up of the global stock indices for the week ending 25th of November. Starting with the Dow Jones average, industrial average. Okay, the Dow Jones industrial average broke through the this resistance line at 33,820. Okay, um, so the next one, the next potential resistance line would be at roughly 35,670, followed by the all-time high closer to 36,570. Okay, so anyone who is trying to take profit can either take profit at the next resistance line, or if next week the stock indices drop below this resistance line over here, closing at below the 33,770, then profit taking may be on the cards. Next, let's look at the S&P 500. S&P 500 has nothing much over here. There's a spike up in the volume for some reason, but otherwise nothing much on the S&P 500. As for the Nasdaq has been the weakest among the three indices because of the interest rate. And as you can see, Nasdaq doesn't seem to be moved as any decisive move in terms of technical rebound as seen in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So nothing much over here. But December there's likely to be another rate hike. Okay, so prepare to see some volatility, especially towards the downside come December. Now over to the Europe side. CAC 40 has been doing a little bit good. Okay, so if anything, do watch out for the high over here. But I'll probably be looking at the next resistance line at 7153. Okay, which is the closing high for all-time high. Okay, 7219 will be the all-time high over here. So if anyone wants to take profit, this is another point to take profit. Otherwise, maybe put a stop loss below 6522 for the CAC 40. Now over to the other European stock instead of the FTSE 100. Okay, FTSE 100 has the same pattern as the CAC 40. Alright, there seems to be some rebound after the change in the premiership in UK. Alright, so you can see that there's not a whole lot of volume over here. Okay, as it pushes up. So now again, the resistance line 7674 would be one point where profit taking can be done. In Asia, we can take a look at the Hang Seng Index for now. First, right, there's as mentioned previously, there's it closes above the long-term support line, right? But as you can see, okay, there's a little bit of pullback, but I suspect that uh, we might be able to see that the support line over here might be strong enough, and then if it reaches the support line and then rebound off it, then we are going to see another round of rally in the Hang Seng Index. Over at the Nikkei 225, the Japanese stock index, you can see that it's really sideways trending, and it may, okay, they managed to close above the resistance line of 28,500. So do watch out for it. If it breaks up, then and the next resistance line will be around the 29,000. So there's a lot of the pressure as far as the um, resistance is concerned for the Nikkei 225. So that's a bit of a limited upside over here. So tighten the stop loss, okay, and if it actually close below, okay, this 25th November low, then we might be seeing a pullback again and potentially becomes the right side trade in kind of head and shoulder pattern. As for the Shanghai Stock Exchange, okay, anybody who is trying to build a long-term position can, as it's pretty close to the long-term support line over here. But otherwise, if not comfortable with this trade, then stay out of the Shanghai Stock Exchange. As for the Kospi Korean side, not a whole lot of movement, so expect to see some resistance being provided. Around the level of about 330. Alright, it could be potentially, it could also see some head reverse head and shoulder forming. If it does that happen and then it breaks above the 330 mark, then sure, rally is happening. Otherwise, no trade at this moment for the Kospi. Singapore Stock Exchange, the STI, in a narrow range actually, so nothing much over here. Alright, so a little bit of a pullback, and nothing much that we can do at this point in time unless we see some decisive breakout above this channel over here, or breakdown below of the lower part of the channel. Okay. So that's it for the wrap up of the global stock indices for the week ending 25th November.